From the Eli Soccer Park in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the 41st WIAA Girls Soccer State Tournament culminates with our Division I championship matchup. Out of the Fox Valley Association, the Kimberly Papermakers take on the Classic 8 Conference's Muskego Warriors. Welcome to our coverage alongside Eric Shazer. My name is Matt Menzel. Checking out the D1 state bracket. The defending back-to-back D1 state champion Muskego Warriors knocking off the Brookfield East Spartans yesterday by 5-2 final. And for Kimberly in their first ever state championship game appearance, they knocked off the top seed Waunakee 1-0, scoring a goal in the 11th minute. It's the fourth and final championship game on this championship Saturday. Kimberly and Muskego in Division I. And now a message from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station.
Now let's meet the first 11 for the Muskego Warriors.
Brought to you by Royal Mutual Insurance Company. Premiums paid here, stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. What an opportunity here for Anna Sikorsky, looking to make it 4 for 4. 4 high school seasons, 4 state championships.
Matt, pretty amazing what she's done in her career, and she's looking to go out on top.
And so far, Anna Sikorsky, you look at yesterday's performance against Brookfield East, certainly played a factor in the midfield, but she's been able to score 33 times on the season. For a team that's been able to score 105 times. And for the Papermakers, back at state for the third time, first time since 2011, but they've never been past the semifinal round. Nice 1-2 combo. And with Emily McCarthy along with a threat able to score yesterday in Senna Haynes, a future Green Bay Phoenix. Those two have combined for 70 goals. This team has scored 105 times as well. Here are the keys to the game, brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs.
Matt, we said senior leadership was going to be key. You talked about them already. Senna Haynes and Emily McCarthy for Kimberly Papermakers, and Anna Sikorsky for the Muskego Warriors. The top 3 goal scorers in this game, 100 goals between the 3 of them. And now it's their opportunity as seniors to lead their team to a championship. And who's going to show up today and put that ball in the back of the net?
How about this weather? Sun is peaking out with a game time temperature of 72. Gorgeous duration to the 41st Girls Soccer State Tournament. 12th and final game. Reminder that this portion of the 2024 WIAA Girls Division I Championship is brought to you by Menards. The officials, Aaron Frias, head referee with Mark Herdeman and Jason Benton, the 2 ARs, and away we go on this Saturday night.
Matt, we've got 2 high-scoring teams and 2 very stingy defenses, so it's going to be interesting to see which team can break through first and set the tone for this D1 state championship.
Sent out of play as the Papermakers come out in their whites and red, all black for the Warriors. 16-1-4 is Muskego's record. They have gone unbeaten over their last, well, they've won 7 straight, but taken it a step further, unbeaten over their last 20. They have not lost since the very first game of the year when they fell to the Classic 8 Conference champion Arrowhead Warhawks 4-3 on the 9th of April.
The Muskego Warriors have had it pretty easy throughout their season, except those couple of ties.
Here's McCarthy, first look, goes wide.
Except those couple of ties in the middle of the season. How's Muskego going to handle adversity? And you mentioned it before. They've got all that experience in this high-pressure cooker of a state championship tournament and a gold ball game. Kimberly, it's been a few years since they've been here. This is their first time here in the championship game in a long time. How are they going to react if things don't go as planned?
Good start, though, for McCarthy with 1 shot, 1 on goal yesterday against Waunakee. Picked up an assist on the lone goal in that match, which came in the 11th minute. That was scored by Senna Haynes. Shots were at 15-4 in favor of those Warriors from Waunakee. Off the turn again with Senna Haynes, sporting jersey number 20, McCarthy number 4, and on their side with Jordan Cardelis for Muskego.
In that game against Wanakee yesterday, as you said, Matt, they got outshot by a lot. 8 of Wanakee's shots were on goal. And they managed to come out on top. That's all it takes. That's why soccer is such an interesting game. You only get so many chances at goal, but sometimes all it takes is one. And if you're able to turn the other team away at the few chances they have, you can come out on top. It's not like most sports, like basketball, you just get repeated chances at the basket. Soccer doesn't work that way.
Well, giveaway here to Haynes. As Sikorsky and company drops back. Out of the back with Skylar Bray. And a giveaway with Sikorsky looking to keep it in bounds.
So far, Muskego has dropped a number of players behind the ball. They're getting numbers behind the ball and sort of letting Kimberly have the midfield and play it in the midfield. And now Kimberly's going to have to find a way to attack those defenders who are sort of hanging back a little bit, just waiting for them to play the ball through.
So Nora Augustine, she sports jersey number 24 for the Warriors. Got the scoring started for Muskego yesterday in the 10th minute. Also picked up an assist on the team's second goal. At 5-2 victory against Brookfield East, in which Muskego came out and scored the first 3. Also benefited from an own goal.
Sportsmanship doesn't stop when the match ends. It's part of the community.
Goal kick here for the Papermakers. That with Emily Urban, a first-team All Fox Valley Association selection in 2023. They come in so far with 22 wins, a couple of defeats, one tie. They've won 6 straight unbeaten over their last 9. They've had a heck of a run here in the postseason. They have outscored the opponents 15-0. Yesterday, the first time Muskego has given up any goal to the opponent in the postseason. They have outscored their opponents 39-2, their first 5 postseason games.
Matt, you mentioned Emily Urban of the Kimberly Papermakers, all-conference defender. It's going to be key for both defenses to make sure they know where Haynes and McCarthy are. If you're a defender for Muskego, and if you're a defender for the Kimberly Papermakers, you've got to know where Anna Sikorsky is. Make sure you send defenders at those top attackers. They've put a lot of goals on the board. They're going to be super dangerous today.
And again, yesterday we saw Sikorsky more in the midfield trying to help in that transition from back to front. It was more of a performance for Ella Canzora, who finished with 4 shots, 2 of which on goal. Also a 4-shot, 3 on goal performance for Maddie Maddock. McCarthy giving it back. There's a chance in front that's going to angle wide. Brenna Wilson, and picked up here by Savannah Middlestadt, the starting Warriors goalkeeper. She's a 5'10 sophomore.
Brenna Wilson had an opportunity to put Kimberly on the board there and just wasn't able to get a solid foot on the ball. Matt, you were talking about Anna Sikorsky. She is playing a little withdrawn right now. She's playing behind her forwards, so they're looking to get her that ball, let her distribute, get those forwards to the end line, and then they can cut it back to her at the 12 or the 18. So getting her more on the ball.
Up there right side with Augustine, her junior season. Over again with Anna Sikorsky, the 2023 Classic 8 Conference Player of the Year. She is Kentucky bound. And Sikorsky, leading into the 18, will play for former Milwaukee women's soccer head coach Troy Fabiano.
Nice idea by Sikorsky there, looking for her outside wing to make that diagonal run in behind the defense, and just a miscommunication. She played the ball, wing didn't go. I think if you're a teammate of Sikorsky's, you got to anticipate that pass is coming, and you got to be on the move.
Augustine getting the pass back from Canzora. There for the Papermakers was Katie Owens. Out of midfield, Taylor Collins. She was a goal scorer in yesterday's matchup, scoring in the 21st. That was the insurance goal for the Warriors. On the outside with Wilson. She was a focal point, especially early on with some of the Kimberly passes, but all said and done without a shot in yesterday's semifinal. Back of the head. Jaden Dietrich on that outside for Kimberly, kept in by the Warriors. Now directing the attack. Sikorsky's upfield. Out of the back here with Ayla Ross. Right back to midfield for McCarthy, trying to turn to the outside, looking to get around. Presence there, Elsa Maurer, a second-team all-conference selection last year in the Classic 8 Conference. Now the lead feed. Again with Haynes. And a cover up here for Middlestadt.
Again, another awesome opportunity for the Kimberly Papermakers. Haynes just not able to get solid contact on the ball. Nice job using the width of the field, finding that seam in the defense and playing the ball into some space. I think Kimberly's done a nice job defensively also. They got numbers back, but they're making sure that they come out and they're putting pressure on those attackers of the Muskego Warriors.
Played back by Kanzora. And sent away after Augustine played it back. Emily McCarthy, a future Marquette Golden Eagle. The 2023 Fox Valley Association Player of the Year. She's had some big scoring totals. It's by far, though, her most productive season after scoring 26 times in 2022, 21 goals, 10 assists last year. And for McCarthy, 38 goals this season.
And the Papermakers are asking McCarthy to do a lot. She's up top by herself. Working, she's got a defender on her hip all the time and working against those other two outside backs. Playing with her back to the goal a lot.
Middlestadt will send it right back to midfield. Kanzora back on that right side with Nora Augustine. Get by one on that outside. Back there for the Papermakers is Dietrich. Augustine staying with it, will play it back out. Here with Clara Minch. Taylor Collins. And we'll send it across. On this near side is Jordan Cardelis, headed to St. Cloud State. And out with Amanda Pankowitz, Eastern Illinois bound. Cardelis. Will belong to Muskego here in the 10th minute.
The Papermakers are dropping 8 defenders behind the ball. Just trying to make sure they got everybody from Muskego covered. Playing a little zonally, looking to pick up runners, coming to zone. And again, asking McCarthy to do a lot up top.
Tripped up there by Amanda Pankowitz. Papermakers back at state for the third time, first time since 2011. They were here in 2005, back when the quarterfinal round still existed in Division I, and they lost to Eau Claire Memorial that year. And in 2011, they played River Falls, beat them in double overtime in the quarters before falling in a semi against the eventual state champs that year in Appleton North. Now in the championship matchup for the first time. They've been oh so close to getting back here to state for the last few years. As they have made their way, well, last year was a shootout loss in a regional final prior to. A couple of nice runs. They had only one loss last year, only one loss in 2022, only a couple of losses back in 2021. In 2021, they lost in a sectional final against the Hudson Raiders. McCarthy trying to split a couple. That will come the other way.
Muskego's got to be careful. As a perfect example, we saw McCarthy. She does such a nice job playing with her back to the goal. She gets the ball in on her feet, tries that quick turn. Two defenders sandwich her, and she's not able to get through. But Muskego's going to have to be careful because she's going to be working hard all game, and Kimberly's going to be feeding the ball. Two are looking for her to turn or either drop it and then make a run to the goal. You can see the respect both teams have for the other team's attackers. Both teams are dropping a lot of players behind the ball to make sure that they got everybody covered.
A couple of teams that do know one another. They played each other this season. That was on May the 10th. Ended up being a 2-1 victory for Muskego. Good oncoming pressure from Minch. They will score a goal in the semis last year. The path in which the Warriors beat Bayport before beating Kettle Moraine in the championship. Make a little history are the Warriors, looking to become, look at the history of this tournament, sixth, to win at least 3 consecutive state titles.
Kimberly, nice job in possession, nice job using the width of the field, making Muskego defend. That's going to be key, just to be patient, keep making them work defensively all game long.
Sikorsky down with Maggie Maddock. She's headed to IU Indianapolis, formerly IUPUI. And again there for the Warriors is Clara Minch.
Purdue drop out of that consortium there.
They did, so it's now IU Indy instead of Uwe Pui. Sikorsky.
Maybe it's better that way.
And knocked away by the Papermakers with Kennedy Eben.
I'm afraid to ask what their mascot was.
It still is a Jaguar. As the Papermakers play it back now up the midfield. It flies just over the head of Amanda Pankowitz. McCarthy. And coming across again. The Warriors get Amanda Pankowitz right back into the mix, but a throw coming up here for Kimberly, the number 4 seed among the 4 to qualify for state in D1. And the team that finished number 5 in the final D1 state rankings.
Wonder how long McCarthy can keep this up. They're asking her to work hard. She's working hard offensively. She's working hard defensively.
We go back to yesterday, and a lot asked of the starters. They went 13 deep. So 13 played for Andrew Sutton's team. Coach Sutton, the 2023 FVA Coach of the Year.
Because the sun has come out since the beginning of the game. We don't have the cloud cover that we had, so it's heated up just a little bit down on the field. So it makes it just a little tougher, even though this is a night game.
Here's a give and go with Kanzora. Coming out was Lauren Heckert, the starting goalkeeper for the Papermakers, a 5'6" senior. Warriors will have a corner kick to be handled. That by Nora Augustine. Look at Heckert. 8 saves in that shutout at Wanakee last night. And that was off of Katie Owens. And a chance there again for the Warriors with Clara Minch.
And again, that shot on goal, I don't know what kind of angle she had or what defenders were in the way, but you always want to think about playing that far post. Not necessarily think about, hey, I'm scoring this, but sending it across to that far post, especially off a corner. You got a lot of bodies in there.
McCarthy on the run with playing up Middlestat. This coming after Sikorsky slipped. Pankowitz. And played back here by Maddock.
Both teams have done a really nice job in possession. Just really getting comfortable with the game. Probing the defense. Seeing what the other team, how the other team's going to play. What the other team is going to give them. Where the openings might be. Now it's just a matter of connecting on those passes.
Sikorsky here with Cardelis. Leaves it. Collins. Bouncing to the 18 on the turn. And getting turned. With Ella Kanzora. Able to score a goal yesterday. The final goal in that 5-2 victory. And she had 4 shots, 2 of which on the mark.
That's always tough when that ball's coming across your body, sort of behind you. One rule that we always talk about in practice is just hitting it back where it came from. Makes it easy, takes the thinking out of it. If you're trying to take that ball and put it in the far post, that's a tough shot. We saw the whiff on that one.
McCarthy. Look at some of her totals this season. She's been able to score 11 times in the postseason, 3 hat tricks in the postseason. Came in with 103 career goals, 36 assists, and finished with goals in 11 of the last 13.
You can see the respect that Coach Matthews and the Muskego Warriors have where Emily McCarthy is. They are, whenever she receives the ball, there's the defender right there, whether it's on her back or if she's facing the goal, closing it out really fast and coming at her hard, making her make some quick decisions.
Augustine. Minch. Collins on this near side. Oncoming is Abby Lam, a future Green Bay Phoenix. Pankowitz. In with Cardelis. Finds an opening. Passes off. Right back to McCarthy. Warriors coming near side. Steady of Haynes across midfield.
They got McCarthy far post.
As Cardelis goes down. Lam to the outside. Left here for McCarthy. That came off the pass from Brenna Wilson. Sent out. Defense dropped back to the Warriors. Papermakers will throw it in here in the 18th, soon to be 19th minutes.
Well, it's about what we thought, Matt. We've got both teams some runs, but we haven't gotten past that 18 really. Nobody's really threatened inside the box yet. That's going to be coming. It's just a matter of time. But that's what both teams have worked hard defensively to do with dropping so many behind the ball, is to make sure they keep that ball in front of them. And so far, neither team has been able to penetrate that 18.
Stops the clock. And back up for the Papermakers is Skylar Bray, and off she goes. Being replaced. Ayla Rosh is in for Coach Sutton's team. Warriors will put it back into play. They're at state for the 9th time, a 3rd consecutive year, and 9th time in the last 10 seasons. They've advanced and won the championship each of their last 3 state appearances. It's coming after they had lost in the semis each of their first 5 appearances. They have gone 3 for 3 so far in championship games. Back to 2023, they beat Kettle Moraine the year before that. Knocked off DSHA, and then before that in 2019, they also beat DSHA for a D1 Golden Ball.
A key against a team that's dropping so many back, like Kimberly is doing right now, key for Muskego is going to be just to be patient. Just make the easy, wide open pass. You know, sometimes you get caught up in trying to always make that penetrating pass, trying to find that forward behind the defense. Well, the way Kimberly's playing this, that's going to be hard to come by. They've done a really nice job getting numbers behind the ball. So for Muskego, being patient, changing the point of attack, using the width of the field, all those things, then look to make those penetrating passes and get some combinations off those. Pass it and then make sure you go and are making a run. We've seen a little bit of that from Muskego so far. They need to keep that up.
A break here for Sikorsky. Sonia Mao is in for the Papermakers. Linda McCarthy. Now back in with Mauer. Middlestat coming near side with Augustine. Now on this near side for the Warriors. One touch pass comes near side for Cardelis.
Muskego needs to be careful. Emily McCarthy is working hard up there. They got to make sure that their passes are true. Otherwise, she's going to pounce on it.
A reminder that this portion of the 2024 WIAA Girls Division I Championship is brought to you by Wisconsin Department of Transportation. Taylor Collins. Up the wing. On the turn here with Cardelis. Right there defensively with Ayla Rosh.
Nice job by Ayla Rosh stepping out, putting pressure on the ball. And Cardelis.
Right now shots are at 2-1 in favor of the Papermakers. And limited to only 4 shots, all on goal yesterday against Wanakee. Look at the wins and losses for the Papermakers, and only again 2 losses won against Wanakee on the 6th of April, able to avenge that result. And a loss to Muskego, trying to avenge that loss. And a tie against Plymouth. Plymouth coming through with a second consecutive D3 state championship earlier today, knocking off Catholic Memorial by a 2-1 score.
The great thing for Kimberly going into that Wanakee game yesterday and this Muskego game today, they had close games, they lost close games, so you know that you can compete. And they have the talent to compete. So it's just a matter of making sure you do what you need to do to win.
Oh, back outside with Rosh. Out there right now is Bella Middlestat. They have twins plus another sister in the Middlestat family on this Warriors roster. A change coming, which we'll see the Papermakers sub in Skylar Bray. Out goes Rosh. That comes here in the 23rd. Fourth and final game on this championship Saturday. Already some pretty good soccer action that began with a victory for Citygirl Belgium over the Prairie School 5-1 for a Division IV championship.
That was a fun game, Matt. A lot of goals, a lot of scoring, excellent play from both sides. A lot of action out in front of the goal.
Gonna leave it through midfield with Katie Owens. Dib. And some oncoming pressure there from Mao. This Papermakers team, tough to score on. Again, they've only allowed 8 goals all year, 18 shutouts. They've outscored the opposition 65-4 in the first half, 40-4 in half number 2.
Can't argue with those statistics. They've put together an awesome season.
Anna Sikorsky back in for the Warriors. Change for the Papermakers sees Brenna Wilson back in. And now a break for Senna Haynes.
It's just the schedule they've played, obviously, that both teams have played. And you've mentioned it before on previous broadcasts. You just really set yourself up for this tense competition, again, high-level competition, when you put yourself through that during the regular season.
1 point, the Papermakers winning 13 consecutive. They came after a 1-1 start to the season. And so far in the postseason, they have beaten Kaukauna, the Galloping Ghosts. They beat the Pier, Appleton West, DC Everest, and Wanakee to get to this championship game. Augustine. Back her direction.
Been really impressed with Muskego's composure on the ball. They're moving it quick, but they take their time. You know, nobody's panicking. Nobody's worried. They're getting their head up, receiving that pass. They know right where they're going when the ball gets to them.
Augustine with Collins. Again with Minch. The outside here is Sikorsky. On the run. Sikorsky to the fire. Anna Sikorsky with that shot attempt. We mentioned she's trying to make a little history of her own by winning a 4th state championship in 4 years. You check out this scoring opportunity. And you go back to her freshman year at the SHA. Won a D1 championship, beating Hudson 2-1. Then transferred to Muskego. Who'd she beat? Her former team, the SHA, as a sophomore. That was a victory, 2-1. And then last year, helping the Warriors beat Kettle Moraine 3-1. She scored a goal in that championship victory. She also had a goal to beat her former team as a sophomore.
That's crazy. A couple of revenge games there, and she came through big time.
Usually, they usually say you can't beat them, you join them. In this case, she's just beating everybody.
And I think Kimberly, the Papermakers have to be really careful. Now that Sikorsky's playing in that withdrawn position, she's maybe not on the ball quite as much, or they're at least not playing it forward over the top of the defense for her, but all of a sudden she gets it in the midfield. She's got a little room to operate. She turns on the jets like we just saw in that previous possession, and she can start going at defenders. So Kimberly's going to have to be careful. They don't get lulled to sleep just because Sikorsky's not out top.
Kennedy Eben. Here's the thing, though, about Sikorsky is she can beat in a variety of ways, and at times set up her teammates, and then all of a sudden when you think she's about to pass, she's not afraid to shoot.
Well, just even that shot she took just there, left-footed from, 25 feet out, 25 yards out. Solid, went over the top, but you just always got to be alert.
Sikorsky cuts back in. Sikorsky right there in front was Wilson on the rebound, following the back by Heckert. McCarthy.
That's what we said. If you sleep on Sikorsky, all of a sudden she's going to pop up. She's going to have the ball in a dangerous position.
Bray. Now the Warriors leaving it back. Augustine. You saw a few minutes ago, Lance Matthews, the head coach for the Warriors. He's back. 7th year as the head coach, 13th year with the program. Watching Sikorsky on this attempt, batted away by Lauren Heckert, and right there Wilson to clear the rebound.
And again, if you're Muskego, be content to make that easy pass, make that diagonal, make that square ball, really shift that point of attack. Use the whole width of the field.
Swung in by Sikorsky. Off the right Fleetwood did after it flew over the head of Bella Middlestat. Cardelis. The Papermakers back with Autumn Dibb. Gonna roll out a play and a substitution coming for the Warriors.
The problem for the Papermakers is with McCarthy being the only one up top, they don't have a lot of outlets once they do win the ball. And so they are, relegated to, well, we're just playing the ball out of bounds, and here Muskego is with the throw in the Kimberly half of the field.
Maddock back in for the Warriors, besides the fact she's headed to IU Indy. Also very talented when it comes to music, a talented singer, part of the high school musical at Muskego High School. And versatility for Maggie Maddock. And it's actually been known to sing the national anthem prior to Warriors games.
That's probably more nerve-wracking for her than playing the game itself.
I don't doubt it. A nice rendition of the national anthem prior to this one from a Muskego High School student. The other day we had a guy come up here with a guitar and he sang.
Oh, wow.
Any concert.
You, any singing in your past, Matt? Big singer at Cedarbird? National anthem?
Nobody wanted to hear
like
it. No, nobody wanted to hear it.
The voice of the Bulldogs cannot
one of those,
sing.
When you do PA, if the national anthem fails, you go right to the Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay. Oh, I thought you would just break into song, man. With all the skills and talents you have, I'm surprised that's not one of them.
Cardelis will pass it off here for the Warriors. Pass now from Taylor Collins.
I can see you playing guitar and belting out a tune.
Maybe the piano. That's debatable.
The piano man.
Kanzora will lead it ahead. Sikorsky's going to shoot. Batted away by Lauren Heckert.
There's Sikorsky again. We said that. All of a sudden she just pops up, making that diagonal run. Kimberly's got to make sure they know where she's at. Nice hit. Nice save by Lauren Heckert. That was a tough shot.
Kanzora going back out with it with Papermakers control.
And that's one of the benefits of having Sikorsky sort of withdrawn a little bit, because defenders can lose you. If you're playing up top as a forward, they know where you're at. They can see you, but all of a sudden they get caught watching the ball, and then Sikorsky just pops into the picture. She's done that a couple times now.
She plays it back here for that shot. And with Clara Minch, all of a sudden, again, that offensive mindset for Sikorsky, taking shots now. Pretty good setup there for Clara Minch. just had points in the last couple of semifinals that the Warriors have been involved in. Now looking to record a point here in a state championship matchup. The Warriors bringing back 6 starters, 15 who played at state last year. Another 6 who also played in the 2022 championship matchup.
And Matt, Muskego, the Warriors, they've shown us they're not afraid to shoot from anywhere, and that's an important part too of because of the way Kimberly's playing defensively, dropping all those numbers behind the ball. You got to loosen it up a little bit by taking some of those shots, not just exclusively, but you got to take some of those so they can't pack it in. They're going to have to start stepping out if you're getting a little too dangerous from outside that 18.
Right back to Kanzora.
There's an example. Kimberly didn't have any outlets. They just got to play the ball forward. McCarthy can't run everything down.
Cardelis. Step up on Skylar Bray. A couple of players collide. The Papermakers sent right back to midfield, but kept in by the Warriors. And Augustine. Out of midfield.
Keep using that width.
Kanzora. One touch there from Pankowicz, going back outside. Another takeaway for Kimberly.
I'd like to see the Warriors played out to that outside fullback and just keep extending the width of that field.
On the outside with McCarthy. Back there for the Warriors, Elsa Maurer. This defense we mentioned for the Warriors, and also strong here in the postseason outside of the 2 goals allowed yesterday. That being only a handful of times in which they've allowed multiple goals to an opponent. The last time was a 2-2 draw against Brookfield East. That was on the 16th of May. So the last couple of times they've given up multiple goals to an opponent, they faced Brookfield East. Otherwise, they have come through with only 17 goals allowed, 12 shots, had 6 consecutive prior to yesterday's results.
And 10 of those goals they allowed were in their first 5 games.
Sikorsky going across.
So after those first 5 games, the Muskego Warriors toughened up defensively and really tightened things down. Sometimes that team defensive concept that can be a work in progress as you make your way through games, and they play some tough competition right away. That makes it hard to gel, but obviously once they got past a little rough patch early, at least giving up goals, they have excelled.
Marie Van Zielen into the Papermakers 11, also 1 change. And for the Warriors, 35th minute. England near side, that's going to bounce out. Augustine. As we near 5 minutes left here in this first half. This will be the first time today that we will have a champion not orange and black.
It's been crazy. It's been orange and black all over the place.
Cardelis going outside.
We wouldn't even have had to play this game if one of them had been in orange and black.
Let's give it to
Just
him.
Give them the ball. Send everybody home. It's meant to be.
Got a couple of teams nicknamed Panthers, and the Rockets blasted off in Division 4 for the first time in 4 championship game appearances. I'm sure they hear that all the time.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
At every sport.
I've heard it today all the time from you.
McCarthy.
Been waiting.
Picked up here. Haynes back out there for the Papermakers. Came into the day with 3 state champions, the opportunity to repeat. One has, that being the Plymouth Panthers. Now Muskego looking for a 3-peat. After all 4 state champions from last year qualified for the state tournament, and again 3 got the championship Saturday.
Matt, we keep talking about how hard it is just to get to the state tournament, and then how hard it is to win the state tournament. the fact that we had state champions here, but only Plymouth was able to get the job done up till this point. It's just hard to do. That's what makes it all that much more impressive.
Kanzora. Oh, clean clearance as the Warriors send it out of play. Quality shots have been hard to come by so far in this D1 championship matchup. We have seen shots 6-2 in favor of the Warriors.
Great job by Kanzora playing that ball, getting to the end line, playing that ball diagonally back. Unfortunately, none of her teammates in a position. Kimberly doing a nice job defensively, getting in those passing lanes, not giving the Muskego Warriors any good looks. All the good looks have come from outside the 18. They've had some good shots, but that's a tough place to live out there all the time. They're going to have to figure out how to get some penetration into that box.
Left back for Sikorsky, had deflected off a paper maker. That was off of Jaden Dietrich.
That's a good example of how you deal with that. Get that ball deep, one pass, and then a one-touch drop. That 1-2 combo stuff. But you got to make that pass, and you got to follow it up. Sikorsky was there to hammer it.
Natural will take this corner kick, the reigning state Gatorade Player of the Year. 39th minute. And Sikorsky, far side, and they got hit before. Ball can be played by Minch. Van Zeeland, left back outside by Cardelis. Out there right now is Abby Artlip. She's out there, number 11, being watched by Haynes. Artlip will throw it in here for Muskego in the 39th minute. This championship matchup stays scoreless. Minch, give and go. And a trip up there by McCarthy. So a free kick coming up for the Warriors.
That's what's going to work. It's that little give and go against the defense that's dropping so many players back. Looks like they're giving McCarthy a little bit of a break. They've dropped her into the midfield. Got a different teammate out top.
With Sikorsky into the arms of Lauren Heckert. We've seen a fair amount of shots being taken by Sikorsky. This coming after most shots put in her direction. Took on a kind of a different role, if you will, yesterday. Kanzora will see it bounce out. Haynes on the papermaker's throw it. Final 20 seconds here in this first half.
Papermakers committing a few more players forward into the attack here as we end the first half.
And McCarthy will give it a ride into the goal. Emily McCarthy, 40th minute.
Couldn't have placed it better. It's sort of like a wing and a prayer. She just sends it up there, sees what happens. Totally against the run of play right there.
With 6 seconds to spare, Emily McCarthy has given the Papermakers a 1-0 lead. What a duration to the first half in this D1 state championship matchup. We'll come back and recap the first half that was, but now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. Girls Soccer Championships are brought to you by Rural Mutual Insurance Company. Premiums paid here, stay here to keep Wisconsin strong. A proud sponsor of the WIAA Rural Mutual Sportsmanship Award for over 50 years. By Menards. Save big money at Menards and all your home improvement needs. Finding Wisconsin DOT, 0 in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. And by the Wisconsin Education Association Council. WIAA thanks all public school educators giving their all this school year. WIAA, we teach, we inspire. Kimberly with a 1-0 lead at the break over Muskego in this D1 state championship matchup. And now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. Back at Eli Soccer Park in Milwaukee, D1 state championship matchup sees Kimberly on top of Muskego 1-0 after 40. Here's that lone goal which came with 6 seconds left in the first half.
Exactly what Kimberly wanted, Matt. Sort of an innocuous play. They've been absorbing Muskego's pressure, and then they were hoping, they had McCarthy out top, hoping that she would be able to spring loose. And there we go, right for the half, exactly the way Kimberly wanted that half to go.
Officially the 39th for McCarthy, Marie Van Zeelen on the assist, and the 1-goal lead for the Papermakers. Second half is coming up, and now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. On to the second half in this D1 championship matchup that sees the Kimberly Papermakers on top of the Muskego Warriors. 1-0 behind Emily McCarthy. Goal with 6 seconds left in the half. A look at the first half stats. Shots at 8-3 in favor of the Warriors, including 4-1 in shots on goal.
Matt, that first half couldn't have worked out better for Kimberly. That's exactly how they were playing it. Absorb Muskego's pressure and hope to get McCarthy on a breakout, a breakaway, something downfield, get her one-on-one with a Muskego defender. Didn't quite work out one-on-one. She was with the defender, and she hit a shot from about 20 yards out. Kimberly's got to be happy starting the second half with the way that first half played out. And if you're Muskego, what are you going to do? We got to start chasing the game. You're going to keep doing what you're doing, but they're going to have to figure out how to penetrate this. Kimberly defense done a nice job of absorbing Muskego's offensive pressure.
A reminder that this portion of the 2024 WIAA Girls Division I Championship is brought to you by Rural Mutual Insurance. Augustine and the Warriors supporting the black, Kimberly in the white and red in this D1 championship match to wrap up the 41st WIAA Girls Soccer State Tournament.
Matt, before the game, we said one of the keys, or at the beginning of the game, one of the keys was senior leadership. Emily McCarthy, she showed out for Kimberly in that first half. Now, how is Anna Sikorsky, leading scorer for the Muskego Warriors? How is she going to respond?
Airborne for the Papermakers, Emily Urban. And a pickup here as Lauren Heckert in that first half of play. Look at some of the totals. And mentioned shots on goal, hard to come by, but coming through with a total of 4 saves, 0 so far for Savannah Middlestadt.
Sikorsky's been dangerous, and that's why Kimberly didn't really stress Muskego's defense out until that last shot.
Augustine went to leave it in front off the Papermakers clearance. On coming is McCarthy.
Sikorsky and the Muskego Warriors, they've been dangerous, but they haven't gotten anything close in. A lot of it has been from the outside. Sikorsky's had some good strikes. Obviously, Heckert's had to make some saves. One of them was really the only one that was difficult. She made a nice shot on the nice save on a shot from Sikorsky from about 18.
McCarthy again. Emily McCarthy shooting, missing, and a goal kick here for the Warriors.
Oh my, if Emily McCarthy would have been able to put that mistake away, then we would have had ourselves a ball game. The Muskego would have been really chasing 2 goals. They would have had to pull out all the stops. Still, even now, down 1-0, they'll probably play it calm and cool for the first 20, but then they're going to have to start putting more attackers, more players into the attack, committing more players forward.
As Sikorsky gets turned around. Again, the Warriors have the advantage in shots, 8-4. Back for Muskego is Taylor Collins. Augustine on this near side, they play it back.
Looks like Coach Matthews for the Muskego Warriors has Anna Sikorsky playing a little higher. Seeing if they can get her matched up with that back line of the Kimberly defense. Like we said in that first half, paper makers cannot fall asleep. They got to know where Sikorsky's at all times.
That look goes wide for Taylor Collins. Collins among 17 different goal scorers up and down this Warriors roster. Both of these teams, no lack of offense. Both of these teams have solid defensive performances. Warriors feeling coming in. The strengths of this team, a great mix of experience, young talent, players who work hard on and off the field to maximize their potential as athletes. Positivity going a long way too, and that thanks in large part to the senior leadership. And McCarthy flies over her head, one of the two paper makers in front. Wilson. And right there was Autumn Dibb, and the Warriors send it out of play.
Matt, that's why this game was so hard to call, because, you know, looking on paper, it seems so equal, and both excellent offensive teams, both excellent defensive teams. Something's got to give, though. Is it going to be a mistake, or is it going to be just an exceptional play like that goal from McCarthy? And right now, that's got the paper makers in the lead.
Signing over to Skylar Bray. On the turn, Sikorsky. Kanzora. Right back. Sikorsky going down. But whistle going against the Warriors.
Ooh, I thought we had something in the box too. You definitely, if you're Kimberly, you got to be super careful. You don't want that to happen. You don't want to gift them a goal.
Along this near side by Eben. Off the swing with Autumn Dibb. Across the way comes Maggie Maddock. And the outside with Haynes.
And the thing to be careful if you're Muskego is to get impatient. Go, uh-oh, we're down. We just got to start, you know, straight ahead, straight ahead, straight ahead. Not that they're not skilled and talented, but that's what Kimberly wants them to do, is try and play straight ahead. So they got to continue doing what they did in that first half. Be impatient, keep moving the ball, spread it out, use the width of the field, make that easy pass, and then look for opportunities to get the ball and get your teammates into the seams in that defense. They got to get deeper into that box.
Collins. Now with Minch. Abby Lam on the chase for the paper makers. Now controlling, sending it up that far side. Angle out of play. The Warriors, besides being the number 2 seed among the 4 here at state, actually number 2 in the final D1 state rankings. Also ranked 9th in the regional rankings. Having to replace goalkeeper Ella Cradaville. Haven't had a chance to really talk a ton about Savannah Middlestat yet on the other end. Again, only one loss, season opener. Beat over the last 20, trying to tie things up. Sikorsky, which direction she turns as a white jersey. On back to Augustine, and that shot, Minch, batted here by Lauren Heckert.
The pass to Sikorsky was just a little too wide. I still think I didn't catch the number, but whoever had it in the middle, I was thinking she could have taken that shot. I would like to see her take it. It's a great idea on the pass. It was just a little too wide. Sikorsky couldn't one-time it. She had to stop it, try and turn it inside.
McCarthy. A little nudge there by Dibb, but McCarthy will still fire. And coming up with it now does Savannah Middlestat. Let's talk about her a little bit because, again, she is now the The starter, the first-year varsity starter, a lot of talent support from this team to protect that net. The returning senior goalkeeper, Lauren Pearson, has been out with a knee injury and has taken that time to take Savannah under her wings to guide and mentor her throughout this process. And certainly, Pearson is hoping to be here, got an opportunity to play a little bit in a state tournament matchup last year in a backup role to Ella Cradaville. Middlestadt came into the state tournament with 0.55 goals against average. Sikorsky on the cross. Augustine, that's going to carry over the north goal.
So what we've seen, Matt, here is now the Warriors have been able to get the ball deeper into that box out in front of the goal, and that's where Sikorsky is going to be even more dangerous than she is outside that 18. Matt, you were talking about Savannah Middlestadt. Obviously had an awesome season. That .55 goal against average is phenomenal. She hasn't had to work very hard today, and the shot McCarthy hit to score Kimberly's goal, there was nothing any goalie could have done about that. That was not on her. McCarthy just broke free of a defender and just had that, just that little bit of a gap, saw some light, and let it go.
And only a sophomore, so the future very bright at that position for the Warriors. I think they had 7 seniors last year, 7 seniors in 2022. They have 6 seniors on this edition. Evan. McCarthy again. Middlestadt, as we've played 10 second half minutes.
That's exactly how Kimberly's wanted to play this game, looking to get McCarthy on the counterattack. That's how they scored their goal. And right there, they're so dangerous. Been a couple of times here. We saw that shot McCarthy hit before. It was dipping. Middlestadt did a nice job staying in front of it and keeping it out of the goal. But that's Kimberly's game plan. And Muskego's going to have to be careful as they're chasing goals now.
You can see McCarthy a little shook up after that shot attempt.
Yeah.
Augustine.
She's still limping. She's still hobbling over there. That would be a big loss if she's not able to keep going here. Can't shake that off.
Minch dumping it ahead. Maddock waiting back. Picked up here by Lauren Heckert. 9 seniors for the Papermakers. I mentioned this has been building for a little bit of time, and since 2021, so the first season following the pandemic, if you include yesterday's victory, this team has gone 68, 6, and 7. They're having a tough time busting through and finally doing so this year when they beat DC Everest from Wisconsin Rapids in that sectional final.
Yeah, Kimberly's had a good program for a long time. In the last few years have been really, really good. But we keep talking about it, how difficult it is to get here. And now they finally break through.
Boy, right there on the doorstep with Kanzora. Clearance here for the Papermakers.
Like to see the Warriors do a little more with that. That ball was there. You got to hammer that at the goal. Make Heckert make a save.
Sikorsky. Maddock. Sikorsky scores the goal for Muskego. Anna Sikorsky has tied the game here in the 53rd.
Breakdown by the Kimberly defense. You had 2 Muskego Warriors standing next to each other in the box, unmarked. Nobody picked them up. I thought they wasted the opportunity. Maggie Maddock, I thought she should have shot it. She tried to touch it over to Anna Sikorsky. Ends up on Sikorsky's foot. She puts it away from close range. That's exactly what Muskego's got to do to get themselves back in this game, which they just did, and now take the lead in this game, is continue to get deep behind that, or right in front of that back line of the Kimberly Papermakers.
Right now, McCarthy getting medical attention. You can see in the background sitting on one of those white chairs. Kayla Van Handel is the athletic trainer for Kimberly. So a goal scored here by Sikorsky. There's a look at the situation with Emily McCarthy. Sikorsky now in 8 career state games. That's her 6th goal with 1 assist. And now we mentioned that shot that was taken by McCarthy. Watch hereafter. The left side. So right now getting medical attention over on the Papermakers sideline. Oh, and that shot attempt on the other end, Muskego able to tie things up thanks to Anna Sikorsky.
Well, we said that at halftime. The seniors are going to show up. Which one's going to show up? McCarthy showed up, scored a goal for Kimberly. How was Anna Sikorsky going to respond? Well, we got her response. Now it's game on.
Right back into the box with Minch.
The Warriors have been a lot more dangerous in the second half.
Well, think about that scoring play too with Sikorsky is the fact that you had either Sikorsky or Maddock right there, either one, and Sikorsky taking charge.
Yeah, I thought Maddock could have scored with it right away. She tried to pass it off and ended up getting knocked away by a defender. But that's the luck. It just popped out right at their leading scorer's feet from 5 feet away. She's not going to miss that.
Sikorsky on the cross with Maddock. There's a shot and a diving save as Taylor Collins denied by Lauren Heckert. Great look for Collins.
Well, we were hoping the game would open up a little bit. Because Muskego, we almost had a handball there. Nice shot. I'm not sure how Heckert even saw that ball, but she got it. Was able to parry it wide.
Maddock across. Out it comes to Taylor Collins. Make that Pankowitz. Stop made again by Heckert, able to bring it in before a rebound possibility for Maddock.
Well, this is a game we were hoping for, and we're getting it in the second half as the Warriors chase this game.
So Lauren Heckert staying awfully busy between the posts for the Papermakers. 55th minute, tied at 1. This D1 state championship matchup. You're right, you can feel it too in the air here at the Eli Soccer Park. Action picking up. The excitement, the intensity picking up. Augustine to the end line. And Heckert again will bring it in cleanly. In front you had Kanzora. 14 shots now for the Warriors.
I think the Warriors realize they got the Papermakers back in their heels. They got to go in for that second goal. Right now is when it's going to happen.
Haynes also with Van Zeelen. Send it across off the cleat of Autumn Dibb. Right there's Eben again. Remember, the Papermakers playing without these services right now. Emily McCarthy. A little more pressure on players like Eben, players like Haynes, as Eben gets back up after being shook up.
And here's that counterattack we were talking about. Good call. Good call. Autumn Dibb stepped in, took her down. Again, this is dangerous. This is a danger area. You definitely don't want to be giving up fouls outside the box, giving Kimberly an opportunity. This is exactly what they're looking for. They haven't been able to produce much offensively. Now you're giving them an opportunity to take care of something.
Haynes on the free kick. You see the multiplayer wall for the Warriors. And Haynes by the wall. Picked up, though, by Middlestadt. No rebound possibility for Abby Lam. Approaching the 58th minute in this D1 championship matchup. Wrap it up, the 41st WIAA Girls Soccer State Tournament. Wilson looking up the wing. Off the give and go to Sikorsky, but too much on that pass. Sent out of play instead by Molly Groenbach, who was out there, and all counts will mention in 2023 in the Fox Valley Association. Sikorsky against Dietrich. Off the left cleat. Right back out, and Wilson out of the box. Pankowitz. Kanzora trying to bust through.
Kanzora almost busted through on that one. She almost got the ball behind the defender. Thankfully for Kimberly, they were able to shield her off, clear the ball out.
Maddock. Off of Kronbach. It's going to result in a corner to be handled here by Sikorsky.
Again, what the Warriors got to be careful of is they really press for this second goal. They got to be aware of the counterattack, because that's been Kimberly's mindset the whole time, looking to get that counter. When you're really pressing for that goal, you're susceptible to it.
Flight. Maddock incoming. Sikorsky staying with it. Kicked away.
But if Maddock could have gotten her forehead to that one, she looked like she was in a good position to put that right in the back of the net.
Mao getting ready to sub in next stoppage for the Papermakers. Minch here with Taylor Collins. Collins will play it out wide. Change coming. Let's see. And now Mao has to wait off this restart for the Papermakers to be put back into play by Bray. Flag up here against the Muskego Warriors. Oh, this team has a chance to add their name to a list of teams that have won at least 3 consecutive state championships. Kanzora on that far side leaving it back. We'll get to that list in a second. You go back to 2012 through 2017. Catholic Memorial won 6 consecutive state titles. Brookfield Central won 4 consecutive from 2002 through 2005. Whitefish Bay winning 3 straight a couple of times. The first 3 state titles in 1983 through 85, and again 1998 through 2000. And then Monona Grove won 3 consecutive from 2001 through 2003. A chance for the Warriors to add their name to that list.
It's a pretty impressive list. Kimberly did a nice job of possessing the ball there, slowing it down.
Here's Maddock. Back post and out of play. Reminder that this portion of the 2024 WIAA Girls Division I Championship is brought to you by WIAA, the Wisconsin Education Association.
Matt, I'd say since Muskego hit that equalizer, we sort of got back to the way it was at the beginning of the game, where Kimberly was just absorbing pressure.
Oh, right there was Minch, but clean catch for Heckert.
And then just kicking the ball out, and Muskego would come right back. They've managed to keep Kimberly pretty contained here in their own end.
Warriors already on a list that has seen Plymouth added to it earlier today with their victory. 15 teams that have repeated as state champs. Look there for Anna Sikorsky. Again, Sikorsky able to score a goal in last year's championship against Kettle Moraine, a game that would see the Warriors jump out to a 3-0 lead against a fellow conference foe. As the Warriors goal in this one. Kanzora.
That's the kind of 1-2 combo stuff we were talking about. That's how they were going to break down this Kimberly defense. They've been very effective with it here in the second half. And Kimberly just looking to clear it and relieve some pressure.
Maurer. Pankowitz. Trying to go outfield, but the Papermakers will give it right back and sent to the outside by Haynes. Lam upfield on this near side of Wilson. Lam. Also on the right side is Marie Van Zielen.
was just going to say that's what Kimberly needs to do, retain some possession, give their defense a little break, and they turn the ball over.
Right now you have to assume that going forward, the Papermakers will be playing without the services. Emily McCarthy still over there in one of those white chairs after a shot in which got hurt following the follow through and got medical attention since. This one off of Maddock.
That's been a big deal. It's been a game changer for the Papermakers not having McCarthy.
See the ice bag getting prepared. Yeah, judging by that look, we may have seen the last of McCarthy, who scored the Papermakers goal 6 seconds left in the first half.
I hope not. She was a big part of their strategy for this game up top, knowing they could play the ball to her. She does a great job of holding the ball up. She's obviously dangerous with her shot from anywhere. She's quick on the turn to attack the goal. It's a big loss for Kimberly if she's not able to get back into this game. And
one of their 9 seniors now getting that ankle elevated with another chair. As she right now takes in the action, trying to cheer on her teammates here in the 64th. The pass from Dietrich. Lam. See the substitutions.
Well, the one senior we mentioned at the beginning of the game, Senna Haynes, ton of goals this year. She's the only one of the 3 that we talked about who hasn't scored yet. Kimberly's going to get themselves back into this game. She's going to have to come up big.
After she came up big yesterday, thanks to a handball just outside the box, and Emily McCarthy connecting with Haynes for that goal against Wanakee. Warriors foul here in the 65th. That's going to be whistled against Elsa Maurer.
Nice job by Senna Haynes coming back for that ball hard, taking that contact. That's the way she's going to have to play the rest of this game.
Pinkowitz beat to the ball. Hinch trying to get a touch. Outside here with Abby Lam. Oncoming pressure there from Abby Artlip. Results in a Papermakers throw-in. Tossed in by Lam.
Kimberly's got to keep moving off the ball.
Over came Haynes. Off the swing by Eben. Brought in here by Middlestadt.
Nice shot by Eben. You got to take those chances now.
She has scored 7 times with 5 assists. One of the 12 goals scored for the Papermakers. 17 of recorded points. We talked about Haynes, we certainly saw her in that sequence, but the ball on by for Eben to shoot. But you look at Haynes in her time, 78 career goals, 3 goals, 1 assist so far in this postseason run.
And she's their goal scorer in the game right now, so they're really going to be counting on her to get the job done.
Of course, Sikorsky, the goal scorer so far for the Warriors, who sub in Bella Middlestadt. Sikorsky sends it across. Hinch trying to take it away, but Eben dribble out with it. Trying to get around Taylor Collins.
Nice job by Eben. Keeping that ball at her feet, not turning it over.
With the spacing, Eben shooting right at Middlestadt. Last couple of shots have been taken now by Kennedy Eben.
Great job by Eben. Nobody came to defend her. She made an easy move or 2. Kept the ball at her feet. Didn't feel like, hey, I just got to blast it forward. Made Middlestadt make a save.
We've seen it in this game. We've seen it in some of our previous games. Some of those distant shots have caught the opposition by surprise. Sikorsky will fire. Save here for Lauren Heckert. And a 2-save performance in a shutout of DC Everest last Saturday after a relatively quiet night in the sectional semifinal round.
Kimberly's done a really nice job the last few minutes of retaining possession, stretching the Muskego defense a little bit, and not letting Muskego just attack. They've relieved a lot of pressure in the last 5 minutes for their defenders and have started to build some attack with some possession.
Again, mind you, the Papermakers playing without these services of McCarthy. Looking for others to step up off the stone here from Dietrich. Ames. As Wilson tries to get behind the ball. And Lam up top. Sikorsky out of the air.
That's one of those two, just a little more anticipation. Make that run, play that diagonal ball or that square ball and get it on the move instead of reacting after it's played. Just a step slow, defender's able to step in and clear it.
Dietrich at the flex over to Sikorsky. They're sending it downfield. Off the run here from Bella Middlestad. Again with Kennedy Eben. Lam. Run now from Kanzora. Wilson going back. Lam on the pass back outside. Wilson. Go right back to Lam, but going to pass it through Pankowitz. Going coming up here for Skylar Bray.
Nice job by the Papermakers, slowing things down, holding the possession, making Muskego defend. Muskego had all the energy after that Sikorsky goal. Now the Papermakers have managed to take some of that energy back onto their side.
And outside of Mao. And now here's Abby Lam. Wilson on this near side. Evan back up top. As far as the Papermakers attack, pushing a couple of players forward. Right side ball. Wilson in front. Flies over her head. We'll get back behind the ball. You have Skylar Bray with the lift. Mao. Ebbett. A couple of shots already now. A third. And a save made by Savannah Middlestad.
Nice look from Evan. And again, if that free kick is driven head high, Kimberly had somebody back post. I think Haynes was back post for that one.
Next break, couple of changes coming for the Warriors. Instead, Kimberly back onto the attack. Mao. If Haynes angling to that side, but it's going to roll out of play. A goal kick here for Muskego, the defending back-to-back D1 state champions, locked in a 1-1 battle against Kimberly for the 2024 D1 state championship. Right now, McCarthy is being carried over to the medical tent after she was getting some medical treatment on the Papermakers sideline. As we near 9 minutes left here in this second half.
That's definitely not a good sign for the Papermakers.
Now with Taylor Collins.
Although they've done a nice job of absorbing that blow too. They've really come to life here in the last 10 minutes.
Minch. Sikorsky. Off that pinball effect, back out the Minch off the left cleat. Minch. Clearance Papermakers. Pankowitz keeps it in. Going back outside. 72nd minute. Crossing it. Kanzora. Minch. Scores! A goal scored by Clara Minch here in the 72nd minute.
And you know who made that play happen? It was number 4, Ella Kanzora. Ball came into her head. We talked about it earlier in the game. Where's the weakness for the defense? Right there. Back post. She flicked it through. Found her teammate. Landed right on her feet. Goal.
Seven goals this season now for Minch.
Minch, the benefactor of her teammate Ella Kanzora's nice flick. That's always the danger zone. It's playing into that back post. Kanzora did just that. Minch found herself open, hit a solid shot, and put the Warriors ahead.
Couple of second half goals for the Warriors. After they were down 1-0 heading into halftime. 6 seconds before halftime, the Papermakers were able to jump out to the 1-0 lead.
Well, this could make things really interesting, Matt, as now Kimberly's really going to have to commit numbers into the attack.
Over the Alam. Breaking for the ball with Skylar Bray, and a goal kick here for the Warriors. So first it was Sikorsky, and now it is Clara Minch. And a goal in the semis last year. Now here in the championship matchup. Even had Anna Sikorsky to her right, but Minch able to take it and a rocket of a shot into the back of the net.
This is where that McCarthy injury really hurts Kimberly. You know, they needed all the firepower they can get. And now to have your leading goal scorer out of the game, it's going to make it extra difficult for him.
Augustine. Tough touch there for Maggie Maddock. Off the throw. That goal for Minch unassisted. Lom on back here for the Papermakers. On that outside. Rohnbach moving up as the Papermakers start to push forward. Inside of 7 minutes left here in the second half.
And again, no need for the Papermakers to panic. They've shown, especially in the second half, the ability to possess and be patient with the ball at their feet. They got to keep doing that. There's time. Possess ball. They don't just have to jam it forward.
Foul here against Kimberly. They have Minch on the turf. Warriors have outshot the Papermakers 20-9. Played short there by Dib. Pankowicz up the wing.
Give the Papermakers credit. They had an excellent game plan. Coach Andrew Sutton had an excellent game plan put together. They executed it to perfection in the first half. In the second half, Muskego stepped it up just a little bit. They knew what they needed to do. The injury to McCarthy of the Papermakers, that hurt because that plays into that game plan. Having somebody like that up top who you know you can count on. Chase balls down and dangerous from anywhere out in front of that goal. That takes a big weapon away.
Shots are at 12-6 in favor of the Warriors here in the second half. Now score the Papermakers 2-0. Sikorsky. Maddock gets to it. Trips over the ball. Gets right back up though. Over to help out Sikorsky.
She did that on purpose.
That's going to work out.
Get the defense stopped for just a second there.
Everybody watches, and then Sikorsky takes over and holds it into the corner.
Exactly. They work on that.
Going goes to Sikorsky. And again, just waiting to the corner. It's that time of the match. 76th minute. As the Warriors looking for that three-peat. Minch. And wouldn't it be fitting with a 2-1 final? It'd be 2 out of the 3. By a 2-1 score last year was a 3-1 final. If they can hang on, it'd be their 4th overall state title 3 by 2-1 finals.
Again, just amazing that they're here and these hotly contested games, and they've managed to come out on top.
Haynes going down. Papermakers will benefit here in the 77th, trying to push forward. Evan will set it up. Urban will across the way, looking to spread the field. Time here for Kimberly. Rohnbach.
Yeah, Matt, you're right. They've got time.
There's lots of it.
I mean, they obviously need to move fast, but it's not panic. Just punch the ball forward. There'll be a time for that. But right now, they still got opportunity to possess, use the width of the field, get the Muskego defense spread out a little bit, use that to their advantage as they commit numbers forward.
And with Van Zeelen logging some good minutes here in this second half. Kennedy Eben. Across the way. That short pass that came from Dietrich. Haynes going down. Out it comes to Wilson. And a dribble again through Augustine. Kicked away by the Warriors. That's going to carry on the near sideline. Stays in bounds. Dietrich. And a throw coming up here for the Papermakers. 78th minute.
I think that was Sikorsky on Haynes there, playing her tough in the box. Not letting Haynes turn and get a shot on goal, knowing how dangerous she was. And there's Sikorsky doing it all.
Eben with lift. Haynes going to split a couple. And again, Sikorsky right in the mix for the Warriors. So again, impact in this matchup, offense, now defense.
Excellent job by Anna Sikorsky. She is not going to let this one get away.
Inside of 2 minutes left. Savannah Middlestad. Tracked down here by Emily Urban.
Nice job by Maddock putting that ball down into the corner.
Augustine. Toward the corner go the Warriors. Maddock. Put on the brakes. Urban. Also right there with Dietrich.
That's a skill as a defender. You got to figure out how to knock that ball loose and knock it off the offensive player. Because too often the whole point is to get the defender to kick it out, and then the offense has a throw-in right away.
60 seconds left.
Now they got to punch it forward, punch it long. See if they get Haynes or somebody running onto the end of it.
Sikorsky. That's the result of the goal kick here for the Papermakers.
Nice job by the Warriors. They never panicked. Kimberly played their game exactly the way they wanted to in that first half. And Muskego did what they needed to do in the second half. Got deeper against that Kimberly defense, and it paid off.
And a foul is going to go against Muskego and against Autumn Dibb. Stoppage of the clock. Back up is Haynes. 22 seconds to work with, and we saw the Papermakers score with 6 seconds left in the first half.
Nice job by Haynes jumping up from that, but unfortunately she's got to come out.
Out she goes with some blood.
The referee rightly stopped the game, and that player has to go out.
Mao is back out there off this free kick. Got Sikorsky in the middle of things. Out it comes to Maddock. Final 10 seconds ticking down. Off the lift. And right back toward midfield. For the Warriors, a three-peat. Your 2024 Division I Girls Soccer State Champions.
Kimberly played an excellent game. They did exactly what they wanted to do, and they gave the Muskego Warriors fits, but the Warriors were able to come through in the end.
3 in a row for the Muskego Warriors. A comeback victory after being down 1-0, and afterwards check out the Wisconsin DOT play of the game. The game-winning goal that was scored by Clara Mintz. Able to bury it after Anna Sikorsky was able to tie the game.
Kimberly had done such a nice job of absorbing the pressure from the Muskego Warriors, but a couple breakdowns right there in that second half, and the Warriors jumped on them.
And that was your Wisconsin DOT player of the game. 0 in Wisconsin. Together, we can save lives. 2-1 Warriors. And now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. Back at Eli Soccer Park in Milwaukee, the Muskego Warriors make it a three-peat. A 2-1 victory over the Kimberly Papermakers here in 2024. It's their 4th overall state championship. And being joined by senior Anna Sikorsky coming through with the equalizer in the 52nd minute. Let's start by talking about halftime. What was the halftime message after falling behind with 6 seconds left in the first half?
Yeah, getting scored on in the last 6 seconds is never something you want to go into halftime with. But our coaches made sure that we kept our heads up, gave us a good pep talk, and all of us were ready to go and get on the field and just tie it up.
Describe that goal that you scored to tie the game in the 52nd minute.
It was a pretty awesome feeling to be able to get in the back of the net. It was kind of a scramble with me and Maggie, but I saw the back of the net, and I just reached my leg and just kind of hoped it went in, honestly, since there were so many people in the box, but it was awesome.
The game-winning goal was scored by Clara Minch in the 72nd. You were right next to her. What was your view of that goal?
I mean, it was pretty awesome. Being able to see that goal in the back of the net to get the lead in the last, 15 minutes of the game, it was pretty good. It was pretty awesome. Clara worked hard all season, and she really deserved that.
I got to ask you about the fact that you're in rare company. You've won 4 state championships in 4 years. That's pretty special, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty surreal. I mean, coming into my high school career, I didn't really expect to win all 4, but I was blessed with amazing team today and previous years. So I'm happy to be able to get all 4 with the people that I love.
And just finally, as you wrap up your prep career before focusing on Kentucky, what made this team special? Was 2024 Warriors team special?
I mean, everybody on the team was mostly going for that 3-peat, and we all really wanted it, and we worked hard all season. You know, losing our first game was kind of a reality check for us, I guess, so that just made our goal even bigger for the end of the season.
Anna, congrats. All the best at Kentucky. Congrats on this championship tonight.
Thank you.
It is Anna Sikorsky, kind enough to join us. A 4-peat for her, a 3-peat for the Warriors, and their 4th overall championship with this 2-1 result. And now a message from your local station. This is your WIAA network station. Muskego capping off a 17-1-4 season with their 3rd consecutive Division I Golden Ball. They knock off the Kimberly Papermakers 2-1, coming back and scoring 2 unanswered. In a second half, they would see the Warriors outshoot the Papermakers 12-6 and 20-9. Overall, let's chime in with PA announcer Dan Pfeiffer introducing the state champion Muskego Warriors.
Division I state champion Muskego Warriors. Lauren Pearson. Savannah Middlestadt. Amanda Pankowitz. Elsa Mauer. Ella Kanzora. Mia Bailey. Nina Hutchins. Jordan Cardelis. Bella Middlestadt. Jess Furnau. Nora Linskins. Abby Artlett. Anna Sikorsky. Taylor Collins. Sadie Middlestadt. Elena Spader. Clara Minch. Autumn Dibb. Ashlyn Scharer. Mia Krupa. Maggie Medic. Josie Kenzora. Riley Krupa. Nora Augustine. And Skylar Green. Will Coach Lance Matthews please come forward to receive the trophy for the back-to-back state champion, Muskego Warriors.
A great victory for the Muskego Warriors by 2-1 final to lay claim to the 2024 D1 State Championship. We'll put a wrap on our coverage of the 41st WIAA Girls Soccer State Tournament in a moment. And now messages from our statewide sponsors. This is your WIAA network station. The celebration just beginning for the Muskego Warriors, a three-peat in Division I, as they become the now sixth school with at least 3 consecutive state championships, knocking off Kimberly by 2-1 final. Ellen McCarthy scored for the Papermakers with 6 seconds left in the first half. She'd go down late in the second half with injury, could not return. Anna Sikorsky tied the game in the 52nd, and Clara Minch with the game winner in the 72nd minute. That puts a wrap on a state tournament that saw 12 games, no overtime. And here on Championship Saturday in Division 4, Cedar Grove, Belgium, knocking off the Prairie School 5-1 for their first ever state championship. Plymouth, they repeat in Division 3, knocking off Catholic Memorial by a 2-1 score. In Division 2, a rematch, 4th time since 2019, Oregon facing White Springs Bay for a state championship. Oregon, for the 3rd time, winning the title over the Blue Dukes with a 1-0 score. And then this one completed with Muskego and D1 knocking off Kimberly 2-1. Heck of a championship Saturday.
Matt, we had a great day, exciting soccer. Each game we had a lot of goals, and you can't ask for anything more. It was a beautiful day. Nice and cool up here in the press box. Fun watching all these girls play soccer and do such a great job.
That wraps up the 2023-24 school year WIAA state tournaments, as again the Muskego Warriors, their celebration just beginning on this Saturday night. And looking to get the water cooler right now with Lance Matthews talking with other media members, and looks like they're getting some of the water ready to douse their head coach. What a job he has done in his time. And there is the cooler.
There we go. We need the Gatorade cooler.
Too bad it's not as hot as it was on Thursday, but nonetheless, there goes the staff. There goes Lance Matthews.
Oh, he thinks it's over.
I was going to say, there's the bell. They can't lift it.
It's too heavy.
Get some help.
It's too heavy.
And now he knows it's coming. So the celebration just beginning for the Muskego Warriors, but what a day. What a 3 days here at the Uline Soccer Park in Milwaukee, and there's the shower.
Gave it to himself. Very impressed.
Never gets old, but what a day to see Cedar Grove, Belgium come through the D4 title. Corey Erickson, an outstanding performance. Plymouth repeat. Oregon, and now Muskego. For Eric Shazer, our entire crew behind the scenes, thank you one and all. Job well done by our entire crew. Thanks for joining us throughout this championship Saturday. Matt Mills saying so long. Good night from the Uline Soccer Park in Milwaukee and our coverage of the 41st WIAA Girls Soccer State Tournament.